Back the balance of his time. For what purpose does the gentleman from Maryland seek? Without objection, the gentleman from Maryland is recognized for 1 minute.
The Trump travesty continues, as it has for the last 12 months. We have heard our colleagues on the other side of the aisle talk about the Children's Health Insurance Program. They are very concerned about its passage. Bring it to the floor. It will pass, and I guarantee you it will pass the Senate. Your Speaker, our Speaker, said, and I quote, "We will advance major legislation one issue at a time." That is not what the bill you put on this floor did. It is not what the bill that's on the Senate floor did. You are right. There is no controversy. Government should not be shutting down. It is the Trump confrontation and chaos that continues. That is why this government is shut down. And the American people are rightfully upset with every one of us. Not just Republicans, not just Democrats. They're upset that their government is not working. Mr. Speaker, bring these issues one at a time to this floor, and they will pass, and some will not.
Gentleman's time has expired.
And my time has expired.
Gentleman's time has expired.
But the people's time is expiring. Let us do our work. One issue
Gentleman's time
at
has
a
expired.
time.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman, the minority leader, seek recognition? Gentleman from California. Without objection, the gentlewoman from California is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last night, on the eve of the first anniversary of President Trump's inauguration, President Trump earned an F for leadership. President Trump and congressional Republicans' obsession with passing a tax scam to benefit the wealthiest in our country and corporations has blinded them to their responsibilities to the American people. Despite controlling the House, the Senate, and the White House, the Republicans were so incompetent, so negligent that they couldn't get it together to keep government open. They could get it together to pass a tax credit, 83% of which benefits the top 1%, but they couldn't get it together to pass CHIP in its fuller complement of what it needs to meet the needs of America's children and families and seniors. President Trump said about President Obama at the time of the 2013 GOP government shutdown, the problem, this is quote, President Trump, "The problem starts from the top and have to get solved, he said have to get solved from the top. The president is the leader, and he's got to get everybody in a room. He's got to lead." President Trump then. President Trump now, as president, President Trump tweets, "Our country needs a good shutdown." Your wish has come true for your 1-year anniversary because of all-round incompetence, inefficiency, and prioritizing with all your hearts and soul that 1% at the expense of the rest of the country. Now, President, there's no such thing, as we know, as a good shutdown of government. Republicans' total inability to govern is once again threatening our economy, weakening our communities, and dangerously depriving the military of the certainty they need to keep our nation safe. I say the economy because a shutdown hurts the economy. The facts are there from their previous shutdown. I'm proud that House and Senate Democrats' unity is insisting on a budget that supports our military and the domestic investments that keep our nation strong and honors our values by protecting our dreamers. I hope that we can now conduct bipartisan negotiations in a transparent way that unify the country, where we can find common ground to honor our responsibility to meet the needs of the American people. It's important to note that this is the 5th Republican shutdown. They don't believe in governance, so shutting down government is sort of a means to an end for them. And I just want to note that in 2013, when the Republicans last shut down government, it's really important that 231 Republicans voted to shut down government, 2-0 on their side. 231, and that included Speaker Ryan, Leader McCarthy, Whip Scalise, Chairwoman McMorris Rogers. Later, in October 16th, when it was time to open up government, it was just a kind of a remarkable thing. I said 231, it was 229. Let me be fair, 229. When it was time to open up government, it was remarkable because the Republicans still did not want to do that. On October 16th, 144 Republicans voted to keep government shut down. 144. 198 Democrats voted to open up government, 2-0. Nobody voted to keep government shut down. And so it's like, what is this? What are they talking about here? Do people not think that people have a record to see what their votes have been? This is their 5th shutdown since the 90s. This is their 4th CR since September. Get it together. Wipe the tears of joy from your eye about passing a tax cut that benefits the wealthiest in our country. Get down to business for everyday people in America. And stop using children as a shield to cover up what you are not doing for the American people. When we had the majority, when the first bills, and President Obama was president, when the first bills we sent to his desk was CHIP. This has always been our priority, but it must be accompanied by legislation to support community health centers, which serve 27 million Americans, including those CHIP kids, medical education for primary care doctors who serve the needs of those children, Medicare extenders. The list goes on and on of what that package is, but what the Republicans did not want to pay for in their ill-founded CR that they put forth. CR weakens government. CR weakens our national defense. Secretary Mathis has said that over and over. This action shuts down government. The CRs debilitate government. Let's get serious, get it together, stop romancing yourselves about that tax bill, and start getting serious about meeting the needs of the American people. I yield back.
The gentlewoman from California yields back the balance of her time.